Our final question will go off topic for this one. This was sent to cornydrivethrough@gmail.com. Of course, I just dropped this. I'm dropping all sorts of shit. All right. This question, Jim, was sent to cornydrivethrough@gmail.com.
Yes.
From Casey in Toronto. Hello from Toronto. And thank you for your wonderful weekly episodes.
We do 2 of them a week, so which one of them don't you like?
My boyfriend John is a longtime fan of you and your work and recently got me hooked on your podcasts. While we both work in sports, soccer to be specific. I don't know why that got me. While we both work in sports, soccer to be specific, he'd attended wrestling shows since before I was even born in 1988. And even wrote a book.
Wait a minute, was he some kind of cradle robber here? What the hell?
And even wrote a book called The Top 100 Pro Wrestlers of All Time in 2002. Dark Side of the Ring is basically date night. And we also enjoy rewatches of the separate eras he and I would have been watching the most growing up.
Dark Side of the Ring is a date night, and we really enjoy watching cats be beheaded.
As mutual fans of Wendy's and their cheeseburgers, we were curious, which Frosty do you prefer? Chocolate or vanilla? John was shocked to learn that there was even a second option for the famous Frosty, to go with burgers. While my nearby Wendy's locations have advertised 2, plus seasonal flavors, like strawberry and raspberry, for quite some time, this got us curious about your Wendy's preferences beyond the burgers. Thank you for reading, and I can't wait to hear your reaction.
Well, it ain't going to be that big. No, originally they only had the chocolate Frosty. And I would have, if I was dining in at a Wendy's, I would often have a chocolate Frosty. But if you're taking it to go either to eat in a hotel room or to eat in the car, you can't do the Frosty, because especially if you're driving, because there's too much going on there. It's going to get everywhere. I've heard
use a straw.
That as of what?
Use a straw. What do you mean there's too much going on? It's going to get everywhere.
You can't suck a Frosty with a straw. They're too thick. You'll cave the top of your head in.
Give it a few minutes. You don't have to go right away.
Then if you wait until the Frosty melts, then it's really just fucking chocolate milk, and it's weaker than cat's piss. You need because it's not really a chocolate milkshake per se. It's a Frosty. So it's either just weak ass chocolate milk when it's melted, or it's too thick to suck through a straw, so you have to eat it with a spoon. Hence why you don't do it in the goddamn car. So, and honestly, I've not even had a vanilla one, because I've seen that they've had that option. But since I haven't been doing as much fast food over the last several years as I normally did, and as we've mentioned so many times, Wendy's so disappointed me when they changed all their menus and methods of preparation, and things turned to shit, that now it's just, yeah. But I'll tell you what they ought to bring back, if they were going to bring something back, is the hot apple turnover. Where has they haven't had the hot apple turnover since the early 90s.
How about the grilled chicken sandwich? Something for us who just want a grilled chicken sandwich. That was delicious.
Well, if you want your fucking grilled chicken sandwich, then go to a goddamn place that grills chicken. What the fuck? That's like a low-fat Twinkie. If you want a healthy option at Wendy's, you've gone to the wrong place to begin with. Seriously?
I mean, again, it's the healthiest of the options there. I'm going to
go and eat at Wendy's, but I want to be healthy.
The kids all want Wendy's. What can I get? Because I'm starving. That isn't
You get
awful.
A goddamn cheeseburger like a normal
grilled chicken sandwich tastes good. It tasted really good. Well, it had like arugula or some shit on it.
Arugula?
It had something on it. I don't know. It was good. And then a sauce.
Wendy's really has gone to hell if they're stocking arugula in the thing.
Maybe it wasn't arugula, but they got rid of it either way.
Well, either spicy or classic. That's your choices, but they're fried is what they are. And their chili is again very thin and disappointing compared to what it should be. But you know what isn't as thin as it used to be? The burgers. Now they're those completely square, artificial looking things that are goddamn. When you get a triple, they don't smash them as many times as they used to. So you get a triple, you can't hardly open your mouth up to get around it, but they're only half of the area size they used to be because they used to have irregular edges and little crispy bits when they were smashed on the grill. But now it's just a goddamn prearranged patty set down there and heated in some mystery fashion. And don't even get me started on when they changed the pickles. But also the fries suck. Fuck your fucking sea salt and your goddamn and some of the peel is still on them.
Yeah, it's a thing
It
now.
tastes like some of the dirt they were buried in is still on them too.
All right.
We want the good, big, thick, golden brown, non-peeled, nice and salty, crispy fries you used to have 20 fucking years ago. Assholes.
Well, I guess there's a reason they changed it. Obviously,
and they
public
took
demand.
out the Tiffany lamps out of the dining rooms they had in the 70s. The Wendy's old fashioned, it tasted better when you were sitting at a table with old fashioned newspaper covering the table. Then you had Tiffany lamps.
Wow.
You felt like you were a goddamn snazzy place. It was society with Tiffany lamps.
I never
Now
knew
you're
that. I
walking
never
in
knew
some
that version of
ghetto
Wendy's. You're
place.
blowing my mind. I didn't know they had Tiffany
Oh no.
lamps.
They had the carpeting and they had the old fashioned Tiffany lamps over the tables so that it looked like an old fashioned kind of billiard parlor type of thing, and brass rails, and it was Wendy's old fashioned hamburgers. And you were stepping back in time to the Waldorf Astoria. Now you're some goddamn holding cell in a hood when you walk in. It's sterile and all clean and modern. Well, I say it's clean and modern. They don't clean the places anymore. There's no decorations. That's the way it's clean. But there's a bunch of goddamn ketchup packets and fucking napkins laying everywhere on the floor because people are pigs these days. You used to go into Wendy's and have a good goddamn dining experience. And if you did take it out, well, when you took it down and you looked at the bottom of the bag, there was grease coming through the bottom of the bag, so you knew you were in for good eating. Now it's so dry, you got to eat it in the fucking rain.
Wendy should do that. It would actually probably make money if they opened like a few select locations as the original store. With the original look.
Go back and Google what they used to look like before they all went to shit.
Wendy's 1970s.
I'm telling you, it was an event to go to a place like that.
See, we didn't get a Wendy's out by me in Long Beach until like the mid 90s. So I
Oh, good heavens. Good heavens.
Okay.
You know, the greatest.
I've seen that,
Yeah. See there, and the best Wendy's that existed in the United States of America was in Middlesboro, Kentucky, right on the fucking state line of Tennessee. As we would go up Highway 23 on the way to our Eastern Kentucky shows, that I looked forward to it. I starved myself to train for it. Every time I drove by that Wendy's, I was going to. They went against corporate. And at one time, they had those big, what do they call them? The big buns, the big fluffy buns like you have to get from a bakery. There's a special term for those buns. What is it, Brian? You know your
cross
breads.
buns.
No. But anyway, they were almost not a sourdough, but they had extra juiced up special fluffy buns that they toasted carefully at that location that you didn't get at any other Wendy's. And the order was always perfect. And it was always hot and juicy, and the fries were always fresh. But nowhere else. Chicago couldn't do it. Columbus, Ohio couldn't even do it. But goddamn Middlesboro, Kentucky could do it.
Apparently, according to this, the very first location, Columbus, Ohio, that's where the very first Wendy's was. Closed there in 2007. But the flagship store is in Dublin, Ohio, and if you go there, there is a museum dining room, which looks like the classic dining room. It's right next to the modern dining room.
You know, if Bobby Davis was still around, he would be ashamed at the way they've changed their menu and their preparation MOs and everything.
You know, not that it's the same thing. And again, McDonald's is McDonald's. But my kids wanted me to take them to McDonald's like sometime within the last year we went. It must have been like last summer because it was nice out, I remember. And it was, again, it's not Tiffany lamps or anything, but it used to at least kind of be fun. Again, I was a kid, but still just, it looks so sterile now. It just
they have the playroom next to it, the playground and all that stuff.
And color and just characters. And now it's just everything is bland. It's like walking into bland. All right, well, let's end with you talking about
Speaking of bland.
Frosties. What about your thoughts on vanilla milkshakes?
It's a vanilla milkshake. I mean, you could drink it, but there needs to be some flavor. I'm more of a strawberry person because chocolate gives me a little bit of the heartburn.
Hence, I said vanilla.
I like strawberry. Well, there's really nothing there to the vanilla in a shake. I like vanilla ice cream, but I like to put a little Hershey syrup on top of it. You got to balance these things out. Why can't black and white live together peacefully?
Well, again, they can. Wendy's now has vanilla and chocolate, although you ran down every single other thing on their menu. It's just a matter of time before you try one of those.